Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. So if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, our private Facebook group, be sure to come join us. Right now we've grown to, just a couple of days ago, we just passed 6,000 members. But I think as of today, we were at like 6,100 members. So we're going pretty fast. Yeah, so if you're not a member, be sure to come check us out. We'd definitely love to have you. And today, I want to introduce you to our guest, Angelica Stevenson. And Angelica, she is a part of our community, and I'm going to just be sharing with you what she does, her story, and who she helps, just so you get some value from it. So with that being said, Angelica, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So tell us, what do you do?
Let's see. Well, with my platform, Angelic Expressive Connections, I teach connecting communications, which it teaches people to learn how to be the bridge that will fill the gaps of human connections and interactions in their own life. So I do that in 4 different ways. I call them my expressions. So I have my poet expression. I'm a writer. I have my the healed mother expression, and that helps with connections and communication with your children. And then I have the personalized analytical connector expression. And with that, I analyze situations and I find the connection, and then I relate it back to where it's personable to you to make the best decision for your life and how you communicate with what you
Mm-hmm. So what got you started on this journey?
It's my soul's purpose. It's what I'm meant to do. It happened in the 6th grade when I first discovered poetry, and then I knew I was meant to write. I knew that my writing was for me to help myself and other people. So after that, I would skip school and I would hang out at the bus stop, and then grown adults would come talk to me, like this 14-year-old girl. They'd just come up and talk, like, "Hey, do I know you? You look like my family member." Or I'm like, "No," but then they would just tell me their problems and tell me their emotions and their feelings. And me being young, at first I just listened, because they're strangers. You don't like to talk to strangers. And then after a while, I began to talk back to them and begin to help them and begin to grow on how to best connect with them, to better communicate, to help them with their lives. So it just went up from there.
Yeah, awesome. And you said you started writing poetry when you were in 6th grade?
Yes.
So in terms of, I was talking to this one of my guests who writes books, and she said she'd been writing for a while, and I said, like, how many books do you think you've written? She's probably written about maybe either 5,000 books or something, like hundreds of thousands of pages. So do you have journals of poetry and all these different things stashed
I
away?
have journals, books, poetries. I don't know where they're all at, but they're all somewhere. And then I've been writing 14 books, which include a few extra with my children right now that we're writing books together. So, and I just keep getting more and more notebooks. Like, my husband's like, "You have too many notebooks." And Jessica's like, "No, I'm not. I'm a writer. I can never have too many notebooks. They all have a purpose."
Awesome. Love it. How do you keep them? Do you keep them all organized and stuff like that?
My notebooks, I label them. So I label all my notebooks, and then I have them in different places. So like my poetry, my books, my business, my children have their own notebooks for their books that we're writing together.
Yeah.
So I keep it all labeled and structured.
Yeah. What about your writing process? Do you use electronic, or are you just mostly a notebook type of pen and paper?
I used to be just notebook, but I found that as I've had more children, I've had less time to write, and I've carried my phone with me more often. So I've learned to text and type by phone. Like, I wrote a whole book in 30 days with my phone using
Just your thumbs?
Yeah, just on my thumbs.
Goodness.
So, well, let's just say 40 days to be nice. So now I've learned to go back to balancing using my phone and then my notebook, because something can always happen with the phone or Google Docs, and I want also on paper to help me, motivate me. If I need like break time from my phone, I want to be able to write on my stories too.
That is pretty interesting. Is there like a Guinness Book of World Records? Are you in like a Guinness Book of World Records? How fast are you typing back there? Try the entire book in 40 days.
I'm not. I mean, I bet I could find it. I might be able to reach it. It
Uh,
might be that fast.
I wouldn't be surprised. Awesome. So in essence, a question I'd like to ask is as far as so stories. So what would you say the core of what you're about today? What'd you say is what would you say that is?
The core or the
Yeah,
call.
the core as far as just your core direction in terms of where you're headed.
Uh, my core direction is to help people to remember their connection to the creative power,
Mm-hmm.
which will help them remember their own connection to who they are, on why they came on this earth, and that they are all that they need to connect, to communicate, to accomplish their goals, to make their dreams come true. Because when they understand that, hey, I need to connect to myself and who I am, and I'm connected to the creative power that made me, then they know that they're connected to everyone and everything that can help them with their lives and in their lives. They have no lack. There's no lack of anything in this life,
Mm-hmm.
because you are it. You have everything that you need, and it all starts within.
Yeah. So how does someone connect with themselves? Do you have a method, a process that you guide
I
people
do.
through?
I do. In my higher connections and communications program that I teach on Sundays at 3 p.m. on YouTube, it has 6 levels. Uh, Level 2 is called the basics of you. And in that, I teach that we have 4 main bases that we need to connect to know who we are. The bases are the first base is your soul. You are here for a reason, on purpose. That is your soul's purpose. The second base is your brain, where your thoughts come from. Why do you think the way that you do? Where do your thoughts come from? Did it come from you, or was it put there by somebody else? And have you ever stopped to take the time to question why you still believe it or think it, and if it still applies for your life and the situation? Third base is your heart. This is where the brain and the heart is always working together. Your brain sends signals to your heart for your feelings and back up. So why are you feeling the way that you do? Why are you allowing yourself to feel this way? Do you have to keep feeling this way? And then the fourth base is your body. This is where our actions and our non-actions. And this is what I teach my children, that every action and non-action is a choice, and every choice has a consequence. So with the base of your body, you need to decide, if you're going to make this action and give this choice, is this the consequence that you are okay to live with, and will it help you progress you in your life and walk in your soul's purpose?
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And you said you have a YouTube channel. How long have you been running your channel?
I actually just started it like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it has 2 or 3 live sessions on it of my program. I have my introduction video on there,
Right.
and then each level I do each Sunday. So there's level 1 up there called the foundation of you, and part 1 of level 1 is up there. And what that is I'm deciphering my mission statement, which is walk in your soul's purpose so that you can fulfill and complete your life's missions with your gifts, your talents, and your power that you were born with. And in that mission statement, I decipher on how those words, like I didn't even know that before I start deciphering it, that in those words, we are born with everything that we need already and within us to do what we came to do on this earth. And I show
Mm-hmm.
them through that by connecting it to real life situations. I show them through the online etymology, uh, which is basically where the origins of the words came from,
Mm-hmm.
because the this language that we speak talk, it has come from other languages, so that we may not be aware or know what those words were, and in that language, it has not taken away their meaning. So I
Mm-hmm.
take it back to the beginning.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, what about stories wise? Is there any stories? What story can you share with us from your life, from your past experience, as far as it's gotten you to where you are today?
Story from my life.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many stories. I'm trying to think of appropriate stories too, because I'm very open-minded and outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Ugh.
Oh,
I have
hands
a really
down.
recent one that I love, but
Uh-huh.
it's sexual in nature kind of, but it has to do with my children. It's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to freak anybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're okay
um,
with sharing, go ahead.
okay. Yeah. Can you turn your mic up again?
Okay, it should be. Can you hear me any better? Is this better?
A little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's the best. That's the most it gets turned up.
Okay, cool. Okay, so one of the things that I help people, well, parents, is how to better connect and communicate with their children. So
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to be more open and to be more honest with my children, and to inform them like, hey, I've been through some things, I'm learning and I'm trying to be better and to do better. And I've opened the door for them to actually talk back to me and be able to say, hey mom, I don't like this, or hey mom, you need to go sit down somewhere, or hey mom, you need to go outside and get grounded because you're getting upset. And they can recognize now, like when I'm getting upset and when I need to take a breather.
Mm-hmm.
Because depending on how you were raised, if you said anything like that to your child or to your parent, you would either got smacked in the mouth or got a spanking or got put in the corner.
Uh-huh.
I used to be like that, but I did not want to be like that anymore because I realized it was not helping me and it wasn't helping my children.
Mm-hmm.
So I've opened up the door for them to talk to me and for me to talk to them. And because I realized that they are not just my children. They are their own human individual being with also their own four bases. They're
Mm-hmm.
here for a reason. They have their own thoughts with their brain, their heart, and their body. So a recent experience was me and my husband. We've been married for 9 years, been together for 10. You know, we keep it young. We have handcuffs. So my son happened to
Uh-oh.
find them. Well,
Uh-huh.
not find them because they were out, but he saw them and he asked to use them. And I'm like, no, you can't use them. He's like, okay. So while I was washing dishes, later he came to me and he'd be like, why do you and daddy have handcuffs? Wow. So at this time, I teach you need to know to observe your child, because though your child may be 8 or 5, their brain and how they process is more mature. So you need
Right.
to connect to your child and to know who they are, to know what they can handle and how to talk to them. So I know my son, I know my children. So I was like, okay, we have them because we like to use handcuffs during sex. And he looked at me and he said, no, you don't. And I'm like, did you just tell me I don't know why I use and have my own? So I feel like I had to explain to my son, like, no, you gotta believe me. This is what we really do and what we really use it for. And he was like, okay. And then he goes back, to making stuff. So I was like, wow, I can't believe he said that. And then later I asked him, what did he think about it, or how did it make him feel? And he said that it felt good for me to tell him that. And I'm like, why did that feel good to you? And he said, because I'm his mom, because he likes talking to me, and because he loves hearing my voice. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow. And that let me confirm to me that our children just want to hear us talk. They just want us to be there to talk to them. And it's not always about learning and teaching and getting them to know something. It's just like a basic casual conversation with them as their own little people, like, because they're their own person. So
Mhm.
that was a very fun experience. And people are like, I can't believe you talk like that to your children. I'm like, my children are open to it. They know who I am. They've seen 2 home births, and my eldest son has seen all of his siblings being born except for one. So
Mhm.
I'm aware, I'm connected, I know my child. So that's why I can talk to him like this. And I know that he'll understand, because I've learned, and I know if I keep beating around the bush and keep saying something that they're not getting, like my daughter, they'll keep asking, why mom? Why? Why? And that's what children will do. If you don't give them a direct answer, if it doesn't make sense, they're going to keep asking you why, because they know you're not being honest and truthful. And
Mhm.
that's one of the things that I teach and consult with parents to help better connect and communicate with their children, so they can have interactions like that
Yeah.
in their own way, of course.
Awesome. Love it. Now, next question becomes in terms of skills wise, would you say there's any skills that you've developed as far as of your lifetime to get you to your level of success today?
Yes, I've developed the skills of listening
Mm-hmm.
and mainly observation, because because most times people can say things with their words, but their faces, their body, and their energy are saying something entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can lie with words, but your body and your soul and your aura always tells the truth. So I'm very good like at observing people and watching them and connecting to who they are inside, so that I can talk to them and see, hey, what's up? What's wrong? And sometimes people don't like it, like, Angelica, stop it. Not right now. I'm like, why? What's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with you. You're not saying nothing. So I don't press. I'm like, okay, I know there's something wrong. You know there's something wrong. So when you're ready to talk, I'm here for you, because
Fine.
you can't force stuff on people because then they're not ready. So you have to let them come. I let them come to me when they're ready.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And what about habits wise? Are there any habits you've developed over the years that's really you find that's really benefited and helped you?
Yes. One of my habits that I love is I have a oh trying to let my stutter get in the way. I have an anthem list of music that I listen to, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just filled with positive, energetic music that reminds me of my power, of my goals and my dreams and my purpose. Like beautiful chorus, Raja Kamari, I Did It, Beyonce, My Power, Zavia Ward, 100 Ways, and then Rev Ike. Like, I found his channel like right on vibe when I needed it the most to help me help myself, because I went through a time where I could be the angel for everyone, encourage, support, motivate them, help them, but I wasn't good at doing it for myself because I didn't feel like I deserved it, or I felt like this was all I was meant to do, was just to help other people and let them get that blessing and get that far and walk in their soul's purpose, but not me. And he made me realize like that's not true. Like, it's for me too. And the better that I do it for myself is the better that I will be able to do and help for everybody else. So I
Mm-hmm.
listen to Rev Ike, and so do my children, and we say two of his affirmations every single day.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So music is a big one.
Huh?
I said music is the big one.
Music is a big one because it's vibrations and it's energy, and it feeds your subconscious, which helps you, you know, go into your conscious. Like, I have a song that I sing every single day, and I didn't realize it that I was actually putting in that work. It's called Put In That Work.
Mm-hmm.
But I was singing to myself every day, and every day, bit by bit, I started to do more and more work and started to see more and more manifestations because of my song. I was like, oh, snaps. So I sing it every day now, and my children know it, and they sing it every day with me. And then I also sing it for my class too, before and after, to motivate and encourage people. It's time to put in that work in yourself so that you can live the life and have the life that you desire and that you want.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so powerful as well too. Most people, they there's something that they want. There's goals or something out there that they want, and they just sit back, just waiting for either the right timing or they're waiting for circumstances, situations to be perfect. But at the end of the day, really, what it comes down into is just hey, getting up and putting the work, right? Just doing
Right.
whatever it takes to get that result, because that's where at the end of the day, that's where the rubber meets the road, and that's where results come from anyway. So, awesome, awesome share. Yeah. So in essence, so back to your, so are you writing, do you have any like, published books right now?
I do. I
Amazing.
have a book called I have a book called Judgment Day. It's an ebook on Amazon that is a fantasy spiritual fiction book. And then I have co-authored a book with Bree Moore. It's called Birth Becomes Hers, and it tells the story of home births and free births. So it has my two home birth stories on it.
Hmm.
And then I've published and co-authored with WP Unleashed Publishing in their Put You to Bed erotic anthologies. And with that, it may be sexual, but I still put in there what I teach.
Hmm.
So though they may be reading these, I'm still teaching them at the same time and planting seeds, because that's
Hmm.
what I do. I love it. And then I released a new book called Side Effects, and it's in my and it's the first book in the Karmatic Way series, and it basically brings karma to life and tell people to know that they are karma, and karma is just them. So it plants seeds in different genres that people will read. Sorry, to start taking action in their life, because they are in control, and
Yeah,
they, as the people, tend to forget that.
awesome. Now, what about your poetry? Do you have any poetry books, and have you published any poetry?
I've had a few poems published throughout the year. Throughout my life. I haven't had not my own books yet. It is a goal for me to publish poetry with my husband, because he's a poet too. And like with both of us combined, we have 3 books that we can do. So I've started to like separate our poems and date them so that we can publish our poems together in 3 separate books. So I'm still working on that. That's still a work in progress.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Now, if someone wanted to connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach out?
You can reach out to me on Facebook. My page is Angelic Expressive Connections. That's just my personal page. So I'm here, just me. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is Angelic, Angelic Express, the number 3. You can email me at angelicconnections43@gmail.com if you'd like to book either a consultation or a meeting, or to have me come speak. You can contact me and schedule at Calendly. Is that how you pronounce that? CALENDLY.com /Angelic Expressive Connections, and I'll be open to connect with you.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, hey, appreciate you stopping by. You definitely shared some awesome stuff, some great wisdom here. And guys, if you're watching, whether it's on the live or on the replay, I am going to have all of Angelica's links right below the video. So you should be able to just click on them and they'll take you right to her page. Now, with that being said, hey, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Do you have any final thoughts before we end for today?
Thank you, King. And I just want people to know that you are all that you need to make it in your life. You connect to yourself, believe and have faith in yourself, and in the creative power that created you and created everyone and everything. And you can conquer this world. You can accomplish your goals. You can make your dreams come true, because you are meant to. You are here for a reason, on purpose. So walk in your soul's purpose.
Awesome. Love it. Well, thanks again, and we'll be in touch, okay?
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Have a good one.